Hey guys, thank you so much for joining us today. Brad Smith here with HylthLink. I'm joined with Rebecca Hazelton. How are you today, Rebecca?
Awesome, Brad. Thanks. Great to be here with you.
Yeah, thank you so much for joining me. You're the owner of Functional Health and you're a nutritionist and holistic health coach, correct?
Correct? Yeah, that's what I
If you
do.
could just tell the audience a little bit about who you are and what your business offers.
Happy to. I am a working mom in Santa Cruz area, Bay Area, and I'm super passionate about helping others to uh, get a hold on their self-care so that they can uh, feel connected to their bodies. They can put great energy out into the world. They can feel awesome. They can have the energy to do what they love. And so I have a variety of ways that I support them to do that. Um, and really coach up like how they're taking care of themselves in a way that feels manageable with all the other things that they have to do.
Well, that's awesome. And thank you so much for providing that. A lot of people need the coaching and the help, especially when they get to a point where they just need someone to be there for them. I think that's great. Now, what's cool is you work online mostly. You do phone calls, and you even told me you have people that you help in Florida here. Tell us about the coaching program.
It's great. I am able to work with people all over the world. I do have 3 or 4 clients in Florida that are
Cool.
wonderful, and so this type of coaching, it's really about 2 people connecting with a shared vision and a shared goal. So you don't need to be face to face to do that. In fact, I have a lot of clients that live really close to me that
Yeah.
we actually meet over the phone. What's interesting is that sometimes when you're sharing deep things and you're really like soul searching and making these personal growth leaps, when you don't have another person in front of you, it's almost like you have a deeper level of permission to be honest and to
Wow.
really go deeper. I've worked, I started my business in 2001, so I've done lots of face to face. That was what I did for many years. And so I do have that comparison of how it feels from my perspective, but also that shared opinion of my clients where, they've had both sides of the coin and they're able to tell me, like, this is really effective over the phone. And sometimes I can say things that I might be embarrassed to say if I were right in front of you.
Do you think they're more honest with you also?
I do. With themselves and therefore with me. And
Yeah.
that's not true of everyone. Some people are just like they'll say whatever. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
Over the phone
But
or in
yeah,
person.
totally. Yeah.
Well,
But
I think that's
I love to
awesome.
do it online.
Yeah. So when someone reaches out to you, what's kind of like their first consultation like? It's obviously going to be over the phone if they're not near you.
Hmm.
That's you just kind of ask them some questions about them. Tell us what that first consultation or first phone call is like.
Yeah. Well, the very first phone there's usually a little bit of an email exchange that precedes that puts us in touch. So when someone connects with me through my website, for example, I have a couple of questions that are on my contact page so that I can get a better sense of them and what they're after, and if I feel like it's even worth taking to the next level, like if I can help them. And so I'll reach out and invite them.
We'll pause it.
Um,
Uh,
okay. Yeah, so I will contact them. I will invite them to book in a quick phone call with me where I'll ask a couple other questions, regarding, what are they after? Like what do they need support with? What have they tried that's, maybe not worked for them?
okay.
Just to get a better sense of, are we a good match? Because there can be health goals in health situations that I'm very familiar with, but sometimes there's just not a good match. Like somebody's
Yeah.
expectation of the, what it's going to look like just doesn't match with the reality of what it's going to look like. And so that's a great opportunity to just be honest and say, you know what, I'm not the right person for you with what you're wanting. And I am very upfront about
I
that
like
because
that.
I do
Yeah.
feel like time is our absolutely most valuable resource. So if
Yeah.
we decide, and a lot of times, I have have a great connection with people, and they
Cool.
feel that I really do want to support them, and so I'll invite them to the next stage which we get, it's a deep dive into their best health and
Cool.
what they really want for themselves, what's been blocking them, and what's like the first thing that they need to do to get toward what they want.
That leads me to my next question is what's the common situation or what's the common thing that they're looking for extra help with when they reach out to you?
Yeah, that's a good question. And the four that I see all the time are weight loss,
Yep.
digestive issues, some sort of gut, either bloating or gas or
Yep.
not being able to go to the bathroom or going way too much or, gut stuff,
Yep.
sleep issues, and energy issues.
Okay.
So typically low energy. I don't get too many people who are, God, I just have way too much energy. Can you help?
You never get that.
No.
I've never seen that either.
No. So those are the four things that I repeatedly see in my practice.
Is digestive health something new that's come up that's really gained some popularity, you think? So now people are starting to know more about it?
It's definitely gained in popularity. That's such an interesting question because it's not new. This has been known forever, right? So, the father of medicine actually said that all health begins in the gut. All disease begins in the gut.
Right.
So it's not a new concept, but it is gaining momentum now because through the increased stress of processed food and really hectic work schedules and all the expectations and social media, so many reasons, right? We're exposed to many more toxins through our environment and through our food supply. There's definitely a lot more people that are getting symptoms at earlier ages.
What about, I know a lot of people in the past, everyone's different, but the majority of people in the past go to your doctor, ask them what to do, they give you a prescription pill, and you try everything that they can. I think a lot of the US population is starting to get to the point where those pills aren't working or they decided to look for a different alternative, and maybe that's where they come to you from there. What can you tell somebody that's maybe tried every step with doctors? They've tried everything to try to regain their health, lose weight, digestive issues. Now, how important is it to have a coach or somebody that knows the ins and outs of the healthy lifestyle?
So important, because when you feel like you're stuck and there's no way out, having someone shine a light for you and saying, this is here, I'll guide you, come on, follow me, that it makes all the difference. And, I want to comment on what you were saying about, there's a lot of people actually that come to me in exactly that way that you just described, where they have, they feel badly, but there's nothing diagnosably wrong with them. And, Western medicine, thank God for it. We really, really need Western medicine. When we need to have a surgery, if there's some life-threatening situation, that's what we need it for. But people need to adjust their expectations about what they're going to get from their doctor. And so that's the first step is like, if you go to your doctor, you're either going to be diagnosed with a disease, or if you don't have a disease, but you have a lot of dysfunction, like a breakdown of normal processes, you're heading toward disease, but you're not there yet, then your doctor's not going to be able to do much. That's not what they're trained in. They are trained in some very valuable things, but they prescribe medications and they can help you manage symptoms sometimes through medications, and they can conduct surgery, but they don't deal in diet and lifestyle. And pretty much all disease is caused through diet and lifestyle issues. So if you want diet and lifestyle support, which is what most people need, then you need to go to the proper people that are going to be able to accomplish that. And that's why so many people, when they go to a doctor, they leave really frustrated with a handful of prescriptions to deal with the symptoms, one of which is depression, because they don't have answers.
Yeah, and now they have to go to the CVS all the time. Yeah, what about, that's even going to lead me into one more thing about that is a lot of people go to their doctors first. They seek that extra help. And then they get to the point where they think they can do it on their own, which you mentioned before our interview. You see a lot of people that think they're only going to be successful if they do it on their own. But they're not diagnosing themselves on their own. They're going to a doctor for the professional help. So I think it's just as important to find a coach that can help you take those extra steps with your overall health. Is that something you see a lot
Right.
of people trying to do it on their own?
Yes. And what's great is when they actually arrive to me and they're ready to have, they're open to the conversation of like, okay, let's do this. Like, I want to actually get results. I'm tired of twiddling my thumbs. Life is too short for us to not feel good and to not be able to engage in the world in the way that we are capable of. So,
Right.
when we're not feeling well, it affects everything. It affects our personal relationships, our family dynamics, our job, any volunteer work we're doing, or just how we're showing up in our community. It affects all of those things. So we're really missing out on the life experience when we aren't feeling good and when we're feeling distracted by the symptoms we're experiencing. So low energy or having digestive issues or not sleeping. Yeah, it's a really big problem. Or if we're just feeling really uncomfortable in our body and we have too much body fat, for us to be able to do the activities we love, we're missing out on the joy of life. So touching base with
Definitely.
someone who wants you to succeed and live life fully and like wants to get you there as fast as possible, they have a mission to help you. Like, who wouldn't want someone like that on their side? Just
Yeah,
rooting for them.
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I want to move on. I want to hear your quick summary of your backstory. What got you started, not only in the industry, but wanting to help others?
I will try to keep this short, Brad.
It's probably long,
it it is,
which
well,
is good.
you know, yeah.
It's
I
good.
So I will share with you, like, what really got me started with wanting to help people is I grew up with a father who was morbidly obese, and I saw him struggling. That joy, loss of feeling joy in life. That's who my dad was. Like, I saw him struggle every day, every time he had to go in public, every time he had to get up off the couch, like major challenges.
Yeah.
And it sucked. It's like it's a really awful place for someone to be. And so I got really inspired by fitness, and would bust out push-ups, and like I was just really an active person, probably overcompensating for what he wasn't able to do,
Okay.
to some degree. So there was that passion that was seeded in me. And so that's what got me started. After I graduated college, I immediately, started studying to become a personal trainer and to, work in the trenches with people.
Yeah.
And when, shortly after I was doing that, my little brother got really sick, and he ended up dying of cancer when he was 20 years old.
No way. Wow.
Yeah.
Sorry to hear that.
Sorry to have to say that.
Yeah.
But he really, his struggle, which was a 2-year struggle with cancer, it really allowed me to open up to how much more I wanted to help people, like on a deeper level than what I was doing as a trainer.
Right.
And so that's what inspired me to pursue becoming a licensed nutritionist and to develop the programs I offer these days. I mean, it was, years of developing those and, learning and getting in touch with people. But ultimately, that's where my passion stemmed from, was seeing my family really struggle with their
Wow.
own health.
I'm sorry you had to go through that, but the reason for the question is we all have unique stories on how we got into the industry, but most importantly, why we want to keep helping more people. And
Yeah.
your story is right there.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure it helps you when you start out with new clients. One big thing I've heard when a new client starts, oh, you've never had anyone as bad as me, or you've never worked with somebody that is hopeless, and you're sitting there like, yes, I have. So if you could just tell
Yeah.
us one success story that sticks out to you or that really keeps you motivated and keep working and helping people.
Yeah. Well, I didn't necessarily want the success story to be myself, but part of the rest of
Well,
the story is, I was my first client, coming off of, major, I developed health issues as a result of the grieving process and working way too many hours, desperately trying to help everyone.
right.
And so I had my own health decline from that experience. And so going through, thankfully, I had the tools with what I had learned. And I had some great mentors and coaches, because
Okay.
we shouldn't do it alone. We don't need to do it alone. And but the bulk of it, I really was like my own cheerleader, and I used the tools that I share with people now, and I was able to become healthier than I'd ever been.
That's
So,
awesome.
and I have had some great success stories with clients as well. God, if like I've had clients, lose 100 pounds. That's
Right.
super inspiring. I've had people
Cool.
who were struggling to get pregnant because they rebuilt health. Uh, they helped to heal deficiencies and dysfunctions, and the body is meant to self-heal. We're designed to heal and be healthy, not the other way around. And so when you clear the stress and the obstacles that are keeping people stuck, then those natural innate self-healing capabilities, they jump in and take hold. And so those are some of the things I've witnessed. People who were, so chronically sleep deprived, we were able to uncover some factors that were influencing that they had no idea could even be affecting their sleep, and then they
Wow.
were able to sleep. So these are just
Cool.
a handful of examples that have just been really powerful. That I know that I'm on the right path.
Yeah, definitely. All right, you inspired me. You inspired the audience. We're all ready to get started. What's the best place for us or somebody watching to get started and reach out to you?
Yeah, the best thing is to contact me via my website, choosinghealthnow.com. Don't wait, choose health now. So
Okay.
choosinghealthnow.com. And they can hit the contact button, send me an email, and I will get right back to you and connect with you.
Okay, awesome. Where are you the most active at? A lot of people like to get started following you, social media, or even your website. Where are you the most
Mhm.
active?
I'm the most frequently active on my Facebook page,
Cool.
Choosing Health, on Facebook. And I have an interactive newsletter that I send out weekly. So they can, when you go to my website, if you want to just enter your name, you actually will get a free gift, and you'll get my weekly newsletters, which always, provide something of value to help you to make those to take some steps towards creating the health that you want. So it's a
Yeah,
great place
definitely.
to start.
Well, thank you so much for sharing your story in your business, Rebecca. And we definitely recommend anyone watching check out Rebecca Hazelton. Choose now, choosehealthnow.com. We'll make sure to post all your links under or above the video, depending on what platform. And we really want to encourage you guys to start, checking her out and starting getting your health back on track if you haven't started already. So thank you so much, Rebecca. And until the next show, I'll
Thank
talk
you,
to you guys
Brad.
later.